CBS2 this morning, about 6:45 now, and right now the Prescription Drug Pricing Reduction Act is through a Senate committee. Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley is helping lead the bipartisan push for it. And the senator joins us now live from Capitol Hill. Good morning, sir. The goal is certainly spelled out there in the name, but what are your hopes for the PDPRA?
Well, first of all, it's very unusual to get a bipartisan change in entitlement programs because, you know, nobody wants to touch entitlement programs. It saves $100 billion, so that's an additional benefit for it. It's going to put a cap on out-of-pocket pharmaceutical costs for seniors that are in the program. And it's going to reduce co-pays, co-premiums. It ought to even have a positive effect on the commercial market. And it's endorsed by the AARP and the Cato Institute. What we're trying to do is to get drug prices affordable for our seniors, and we just stop these automatic increases every year where it just goes up and up. There's also bills that'll be joined with it from the Judiciary Committee to get generics on the market faster, and then out of another committee that has some health legislation, they're going to try to bring more transparency to the whole health delivery system. So if you have more transparency, more accountability, the marketplace ought to work better. And most importantly, if you're a consumer, you ought to know what you're going to pay the doctor ahead of time. You ought to know what you're going to pay the hospital ahead of time. And this stuff is all so secret now. So the bottom line of it is we're trying to reduce between the three committees, mine dealing with Medicare and Medicaid, that's where the taxpayers are paying, but the goal is to reduce costs, because when you reduce costs, you're going to reduce premiums for health insurance.
Well, you just alluded to it, Senator, the uniqueness of having bipartisan support on something like this. You and Senator Rod Wyden of Oregon have been crossing the aisle to lead the way on this. I imagine with the positivity you've seen through those efforts, are you hopeful this eventually makes its way to the president's desk?
Well, you know, since the beginning of the year, and I took over the Finance Committee, I've been talking to Democrats in the House of Representatives. They have a little, maybe a little different approach, but they seem to want to get to the same goals that I seek. And if you got people headed in the same direction, the same goals, I guess my feeling is if you work in a bipartisan way, you're going to accomplish something. We proved it last Christmas when the president signed the criminal justice reform bill that I sponsored, the first reform of criminal justice in 25 years. If we work hard at it, we can get it done.
Senator Chuck Grassley joining us from Capitol Hill this morning. Senator, thank you for your time.
You bet. Thank you very much.